Denver is going to look like a completely new city when these development projects are done. For years, the headlines have been about rising prices, downtown trying to find its footing, and an airport that's been under construction so long that it feels permanent. More than $100 billion worth of projects from sports development and public investment is reshaping Denver and the Front Range right now. And some of it will completely change how this region looks over the next decade. And guys, the craziest thing is a few of the biggest opportunities happening are hiding in places most people are driving past without even noticing. Pay attention to the land sitting between places Denver already uses on big nights. For years, a lot of us have driven around Empire Field, Ball Arena, Lodo, Elitch Gardens without thinking about how much underused land sits right between them. Denver has had ingredients sitting right there. It has just needed a better way to bring them together. The possible new Denver Broncos Stadium district at Burnham Yard could become one of the most important pieces of that puzzle. Guys, the Denver Broncos named Burnham Yard as the preferred site for a future privately funded retractable roof stadium and mixed use district. Guys, I'm talking a 58-acre Burnham Yard parcel plus 25 acres tied to Denver water, with the stadium timeline pointing toward the 2031 NFL season. So this goes way beyond football. We're talking event traffic, restaurants, hotels, future housing, and how that whole side of central Denver may function over time. Literally right up the road, Ball Arena adds another huge layer. Now, the redevelopment vision around Ball Arena covers about 55 acres with concepts tied to roughly 10 to 12 million square feet of mixed use and around 6,000 units over the span of this development. For land that has mainly served as surface parking, because that's a massive shift. Once you add more housing, retail, restaurants around Ball Arena, in central Denver starts to feel a lot more connected. Now let's talk about the third one, the River Mile. It ties to the South Platte River and the land around Elitch Gardens. And while I would treat this as a long-term watch item, it belongs in the same conversation. When clients ask me about these projects and whether or not they should care about these developments while they're figuring out where they live, my answer is yes, but keep the timelines in perspective. Don't make a move off of one headline or one rendering. We've been talking about the River Mile for years now, so you need to look at what already exists, what has momentum, resale picture, and the daily use of the city as we know it. If you're still early in the process, maybe Denver is on your radar, but you're not quite ready to make the big decision yet, guys, totally fine. My name is Patrick Laurienti. I'm a local realtor here in the Denver area, and my real estate team and I help people make sense of real estate decisions in this market all the time. With projects like Burnham Yard in the riverfront plans, sorting out what matters now versus what may take years can feel confusing. But with us, guys, we can walk you through the map, compare neighborhoods, talk through selling, relocating, timing, and help you narrow down what makes the most sense for your situation. So guys, call or text us anytime using the contact information down below in the description or on the screen, guys, and we'll help you figure out the next steps. All right, now we're gonna talk about Denver in the downtown comeback. And it can't be judged by a press release or a rendering. You have to be boots on the ground. We gotta judge it by whether someone can walk out of an apartment, grab lunch, catch a show, meet a friend, and feel like the core has a reason to keep moving again. And guys, the money is starting to move. The Downtown Denver Development Authority has been tied to a $15 million loan for the university building at 16th and Champa, planned for 120 affordable housing units, plus a $17 million loan for the Symes building, yet another conversion near Denver Pavilions. Practically speaking, downtown Denver needs more regular daily use. So these conversions are super important because more residents can help support the coffee shops, lunch spots, gyms, salons, small retail, and restaurants. The list goes on. So let's look at 16th Street Mall. After about 3 years of construction, which felt like 13 years and roughly $174 million in revitalization work, the corridor finally has room to breathe. And guys, if you were downtown anywhere in the past 3 to 5 to 10 years, you know construction was going on to finish this project. Now the corridor has a real shot again. When we were walking down there, guys, I was super impressed at what I was seeing. And because of that, you got new vendors coming in. And until we can have those residential conversions, you have nearby anchors like Colorado Convention Center, Denver Performing Arts Complex, Paramount Theater, and more feeding activity into the area. But the next wild card, guys, is Denver Pavilions. Now you would think this is the same as the 16th Street Mall because it sits right alongside there, but it is slightly different. The DDA purchased the property and adjacent lots, and early concepts have discussed a public square, renewed retail, and around 1,200 housing units with redevelopment estimates nearing $615 million. If that site becomes more useful during the days and nights, Upper Downtown has a huge advantage and a shot at feeling active beyond the old office schedule. Now, one more connection to keep an eye on is Wine Coop Crossing and the proposed pedestrian bridge over Spear Boulevard towards the future Ball Arena district. Now, quick question for you guys. Comment down below. I'd love to know what you think about Denver right now before all these projects happen. Now, a park tells you where a city is putting its attention. Not the flashiest thing in the world, I get it. Stadiums get the headlines, airports get the funding headlines, downtown towers get the renderings. But open space can change how useful an area becomes for nearby residents. Start with Civic Center Park. You've got Colorado State Capitol, Denver Art Museum, History Colorado Center, and the Golden Triangle all sitting around that park. So when the Civic Center works better, that whole pocket of Denver gets a stronger front door. The Civic Center Next 100 project is already moving, with phase 1 focused on the Greek Theater, Central Promenade, and the South Plaza. Construction began in fall 2025, with substantial completion expected to be done in the later part of 2027. As you jump northeast, the former Park Hill Golf Course is becoming Park Hill Park, and the scale is huge. I'm talking 155 acres back as public land with walking trails, native plant species, hundreds of mature trees, a dog park, and more plants. The impact could reach Park Hill, Northwest Park Hill. I'm talking Central Park and nearby pockets like Oneida Park, which already has local restaurants, service-based retailers, and a large courtyard. Denver is investing in places you can actually use without needing a ticket, a reservation, or a parking garage receipt. These projects show how Denver is putting real effort into improve daily life from the city itself. What would the top 20 video be without talking about DIA? If you've flown in and out of DIA enough, you already know the airport has felt like one giant work zone for years. But the reason all of that work matters is pretty simple. Denver is preparing for a much larger future. First inside the airport is the Great Hall program. That is a part many travelers actually feel inside the terminal. Security changes, renovated level 6 check-in areas, a new meet and greet area, and more concession opportunities. And the construction is almost complete, with Denver expecting the broader Great Hall work to be finished by the end of 2027. And travelers are already seeing some of the upgrades. In Concourse A, Denver opened a new food court with some of your favorite staples. We're talking Fat Sully's Pizza, Qdoba, Chick-fil-A, and Shake Shack, adding more than 250 jobs. Zoom out and you get Vision 100. That is Denver's plan built around preparing for 100 million annual passengers. After that, you look towards Operation 2045, looks even further ahead toward 120 million plus annual passengers. Another upgrade to track, which is a new one, is the planned underground pedestrian walkways connecting Concourse A, B, and C. No more having to get on the train. You can go underground and walk to your concourse. But alongside that, more than $75 million are going into train upgrades. Now guys, outside the terminal, the airport corridor keeps getting stronger. Gaylord of the Rockies, airport area hotels, the RTD A-line, and so much more all show how much activity is building around the airport corridor. Then there's access. Denver's Peña Nepa and Design Project is studying the stretch between I-70 and E-470 with nearly 7,000 participants involved during scoping and a preferred alternative target by the end of 2026. DIA clearly is not just an airport. It is one of the main reasons the east side of the metro keeps pulling jobs, investment, hotels, and new development. Every growing city eventually hits the same wall. The map looks simple, but real life starts taking over. Denver is in that stage right now. The goal is better transit, safer corridors, and more options throughout the crowded areas without putting every single trip on the roads. Getting there though may test everybody first. Downtown feels the disruption with the RTD's reconstruction. Starting June 7th, 2026, RTD says the D, H, and L lines are temporarily suspended because of downtown road work. The old C line will come back during the construction, and the 16th Street free ride increases to about every 3 minutes, 7 days a week to keep the core moving. Now, Colfax brings a different challenge. East Colfax BRT brings center-running bus rapid transit from Broadway to Yosemite, with dedicated lines, new stations, pedestrian upgrades, bike connections, and corridor improvements. You also have a newer investment showing up along the corridor, including the $22 million transformation of the former All-In Motel, plus the revived 23-room La Vista Motel with El Pinon as the bar and coffee anchor. So yes, construction along Colfax may get annoying, there's no sugarcoating that. But if the project works in the way it's intended, the corridor can move so much better, supporting local businesses differently and giving people a stronger option besides fighting traffic every time they need to cross town. Now, Colorado Boulevard may be the one that gets everyone talking. CDOT is studying the BRT options along roughly 7 miles from 40th Ave to Hampden Avenue, focused on mobility and safety. But here's the big takeaway, especially for those of you relocating and doing your own homework. A place can look close on the map, but the route will change everything. And after all the frustration of getting around Denver, the next part explains why the city keeps pulling people in. Quick gut check. Denver still knows how to draw a crowd. Demand here is also tied to the city's event calendar. Packed venues, new teams, major anniversaries, full calendars, regional visibility that keeps putting Colorado back into the conversation. Guys, up north, you have the National Western Center that keeps gaining weight as a year-round event campus. The plan includes more than 2.2 million square feet of indoor and outdoor space tied to research, agriculture, markets, conferences, festivals, and the most popular one, the National Western Stock Show. Now, the newer campus pieces include the Legacy and CoBank area, giving the area a 5,000 seat arena connected to a 200,000 square feet livestock hall. That gives Denver another major event engine, and it helps explain why this corridor is not just about stock show season anymore. Sports got a major jolt too with the Denver Summit FC. Their inaugural home match against Washington Spirit at Empower Field drew 63,000 fans, breaking the NWSL single game attendance record. I even have a client that did relocate to Colorado, and they're planning their move around where Summit FC's new stadium is going to be built. Add America 250 and Colorado 150, and the calendar gets another layer. The country marks 250 years of independence, while Colorado celebrates 150 years of statehood. Denver area programming includes events like the Mile High 150 Expo and drone show celebrations. The Front Range also gets a major cultural spotlight, with Sundance preparing for its move to Boulder. The festival runs from January 21st through January 31st, 2027, using venues all across downtown Boulder and CU Boulder. Sports, festivals, film, anniversaries, concert, trade shows, and full stadiums all point to the same thing. Colorado still knows how to stay on the calendar. Now, the practical question is this: if all these changes are happening at the same time, how do you sort the real opportunities from the noise? A lot of relocation clients get tripped up researching Denver because they treat every major announcement like it has the same timeline. That's where I'd slow down. Guys, a stadium plan, an airport expansion, a new park, a transit project can all matter, but they affect your life in completely different ways. So the move here is not chasing the loudest headline. It's figuring out what actually touches your life. I'd put these projects into 3 brackets. First, what is already visible: 16th Street, parts of DIA upgrades, National Western activity, and the events already showing up on the calendar. Number 2, what is under construction or actively moving? That's where we have the Civic Center, East Colfax BRT, RTD rail work, the Great Hall program, and the airport corridor planning. And third, what is still years out is some of the more exciting projects like the Burnham Yard and the Broncos Stadium, the full Ball Arena vision in the River Mile. All of those guys will change downtown Denver forever. You also got Park Hill Park's final build out, Colorado Boulevard BRT, and Sundance's bigger Front Range impact. Those may be important, but you definitely don't want to treat them as finished projects. As I mentioned, being a native here and in real estate for the past 12 years, we've been hearing about this River Mile project for years. So long that anytime someone from Colorado hears it, they kind of give you this side eye like, is that actually happening? Now, if you're looking east because you travel all the time, time, DIA expansion and Pena Boulevard should matter to you. If you're focused around downtown, you still need to care about the rail changes, 16th Street, parking, construction, and whether the core is gaining regular activity again. Or maybe open space matters more than being close to the action. In that case, Park Hill Park, Civic Center, they're definitely worth watching, but you still need to understand what is usable now versus what is still being discussed. The current price, the commute, the neighborhood fit, and your timeline still have to make sense right now. That is the filter I would use before letting any headline influence the real estate decision. Now, before Denver becomes a yes or no for you, get clear on the map, the timing, and which areas actually fit what you're trying to do. My name is Patrick Laurienti, guys. I'm a local realtor here in the Denver area, and my real estate team, The Light Group, help people make smart real estate decisions in this market. So whether you're relocating, thinking about selling, maybe you're just comparing neighborhoods. Some of you are still super early trying to figure out if Denver makes sense at all. We just encourage you guys call, text us, or email us using the contact information down in the description and on the screen, because guys, we can help walk you through the map, talk you through the market, and help you understand which of these changes actually matter for your situation. And if you're not ready yet, you can keep researching right here on the channel. We have community tours, home tours, market updates, and videos that will help you get a clear sense of what living in Denver, Colorado can actually look like. So check out the next video on your screen so we can help you further narrow in on which part of Denver is actually going to fit your lifestyle. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.